If you've been following the channel, then you might know I am a massive believer in the future of UEFN in Fortnite's metaverse. I think it's going to be something phenomenal, but today we have something a little bit worrying and we have some potential bad news, but I'm not ready to give up hope or anything like that. This could very well just be something that people are freaking out about for no reason, but I understand the worry for this one, okay? Top 5 Gaming and a bunch of news pages ended up posting this. From December 2025, UEFN creators will be able to add microtransactions to their creative maps and pay money to promote their islands in the featured tab. This is tough. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to give my thoughts, and then we're going to take a look at the Fortnite community's reaction to it as well. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Hey, if you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. So there was a couple more things that I wanted to bring you through. Immature Gamer also ended up posting a couple things here about it, okay? Creators can sell in-game items in Fortnite. Starting December 2025, devs can offer items directly to their islands. 100% revenue share through 2026, durable and consumable items, built with Verse and UEFN tools, and there was one more post about it over here. Developers will ordinarily earn 50% of the V-Bucks value from sales in their islands, but from December 2025 through the end of 2026, the rate will be 100%. To determine the V-Bucks value in US dollars in a given month, we take all customer real money spending to purchase V-Bucks converted to US dollars, subtract platform and store fees ranging from 12% on Epic Games Store to 30% on current consoles, and divide it by the total V-Bucks spent by players. Fortnite's average platform and store fees are currently 26%, with specific fees ranging from 12% on the Epic Games Store to 30% on console platforms. So 50% of V-Buck value translates to about 37% of retail spending, and 100% of the V-Buck value translates to about 74%. Developers will use a Verse brand API and new UEFN tools to create and offer purchasable, durable items and consumable items in their games. Okay, so before, and again, we're going to take a look at what everybody thinks about this, okay? This one's a little bit tough. And I'm going to be making videos about how there's a couple things that I have kind of not necessarily changed my mind on, but I have a little bit of an updated opinion on the future of UEFN. And now that this just came out this morning at the time recording this video, which you are seeing it the next day, this has me worrying. So I've never seen Tim Sweeney say something myself, but from the people that I've talked to, apparently Tim Sweeney does not want pay-to-win features within UEFN. And of course, with something like this, that's what everybody's going to be worrying about. I actually, coincidentally, that we're talking about this right now, I for the first time have actually played Roblox, and something that I could not stand about it is all of the constant pop-ups. Thank God I didn't have a credit card or anything on that, because I found myself accidentally pressing stuff that would spend money. It's like insufficient funds, insufficient funds. I was like, dude, what is going on over here? On top of that, with the actual games that we're playing, and somebody could just actually log on with the pay-to-win model, and just like, for example, we were playing Red Light, Green Light in Squid Games. Somebody can just pay to unlock the feature to just push people over. That doesn't really create an experience that I and a lot of people would find fun about this. And one of the reasons why I was looking forward to UEFN, and I'm a believer in it, is because Tim Sweeney doesn't want pay-to-win features. That's one way that UEFN could separate itself from Roblox, because of course, we all know that's kind of what UEFN is trying to become, something that is a rival or even bigger than Roblox. With the moderation that we've seen from Epic Games so far, even if they say, hey, you can't have pay to win in your maps, I struggle to not see this being an issue. Look, I'm going to be honest with you, when it comes to paying money to be able to put yourself on the featured tab, that's something that I didn't necessarily see coming, but that's not really surprising to me, and it's something that I'd be surprised if Epic Games said, yeah, you know what, we're not going to do that, because they can make a lot of money that way, right? And of course, I know we're going to get into the conversation where already successful creators are going to have a big advantage. They already do. A little bit of a conversation for another time, but what everybody is really worried about right now is games being pay to win. That's going to turn UEFN into something that I'm personally not necessarily a fan of, and it's very worrying for the future, and actually changes my opinion just a little bit. But at the same time, I kind of have to have faith that Epic Games will take care of things, because Epic Games has done a phenomenal job so far. I get that they can make a lot of money doing this, but I feel like they can make more money in the long run having a different kind of version of Roblox out there, one that isn't pay to win, one that a lot of people can go to if they're like myself and don't really like what's going on in Roblox there. They'd be able to provide that alternative, but even then, I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, would they really make that much money? I don't know. All I'm saying, guys, is honestly, there is not too much that I have to say about this topic. All I really have to say is this one, while I don't justify the crash outs that I've been seeing over on X, I am with the community on this one. Typically, I'm against the community. I'm like, guys, you're overreacting. Fortnite's going to be perfectly fine. And you know what? Everybody might very well be overreacting, and Tim could just come about and say, yeah, you know what? Pay to win's going to be against the what we want to do over here, and with time, moderators are going to be better. Maybe that'll be the case. But this is worrying. Incredibly worrying for the future of Fortnite and UEFN. I'm with the community on this one. I don't like this, but at the same time, I like the fact that there are more ways, and I think you got to understand the other side of this, guys. There's a lot of people out there at UEFN or becoming UEFN developers, putting their entire career into this platform. They now have a brand new way to monetize, and there's a lot of really, really honest people out there that could just flat out create some very fun and unique experiences that are not pay to win. It's not all bad. The problem is the bad apples might be able to take advantage, not only take advantage, but they might be able to outshine everybody else in this. It's incredibly worrying. I'm so happy for the potential about people out there who are able to start making some sort of generational wealth. That's amazing, and I want to be part of that one day. This is worrying, though, okay? This is worrying. I'm happy for people. I just worry about the future a little bit. I do not want this to turn into a pay-to-win Roblox type thing. But, of course, it's not just about what I think. I wanted to take a look at what the Fortnite community had to say about this as well. I ended up posting this over on X. Going to record a video on this tonight. Unfortunately, we have a lot more. I mean, I would imagine we have a lot more replies. It's not tonight. It's very, very early after I actually posted this. So if you ended up dropping your thoughts, there might be a lot of you that ended up getting skipped out this time. Sorry about that. But anyways, if you have any thoughts, drop them below and I will include some replies. Thank you for your time. If you would like to join the conversation, follow me over on X at Clen YouTube. You can find the links at the link tree at the top of the description, or you can find the direct link to X within the description down below as well. Like and subscribe if you have not already, guys. Let's hear what everybody had to say about this. Dylan had this to say. There is both positive and negative sides to this. As a creator, the positive side is that we can now expand further and earn more revenue from putting new perks and additions to the map that will benefit the player, which in turn, we make a profit as well. The negative is that for the people chasing money and nothing more, such as clickbait and spam maps, the microtransactions will be very frequent, and Roblox has had this issue for like 11 years now. There will be scam maps from this, no doubt, and it will cause issues. See, here's the thing, and I know that I glaze Genesis Studios a lot. I understand that. But I could see people over at Genesis Studios, for example, creating something very cool for this, and I would feel nothing but happiness for them because they're making money. And I'm not going to really, guys, I'm not going to dog on anybody for making money. I'm not saying anybody who just wants to make a red versus blue, pay to win. You do you chase the bag while you can, okay? I'm just saying that I personally don't like this for the future of Fortnite, but you can't ignore the positive side of it. And I should have mentioned that a little bit more at the beginning of the video. I'm very happy for successful creators like Dylan. They can only make more success for themselves. That's incredible. But I have a feeling the bad actors will kind of come to the front on this one, and it's not necessarily going to be a minority of bad actors in the UEFN community. But here's the thing. Calling them bad actors isn't even the right way to go about it, because at the end of the day, they're chasing money. It's on Epic Games and what they want their platform to be, okay? Sherlock Holmes had this to say. I'm convinced this game is going to become a Roblox clone, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. People are saying they're having issues with OG, and others are having issues with BR, so Epic decides to further the Robloxification. We have to remember, too, at the end of the day, this is still very, very, very well in UEFN's infancy, and this is just an announcement from the leakers, okay? Epic Games themselves could very well come out and be like, hey, this is against the rules and we're up in moderation. So I don't think we should go crazy yet. Ali Pally had this to say. No, it's going to become just like Roblox, where we have to pay 100 V-Bucks for the ability to run on a Tycoon map. Yeah, and I'm kind of with Dan on this one over here. Wait until the offer covers 30% of the screen. You need to close all the tabs, or you accidentally click on it and purchase things. I found myself doing that when I was playing Roblox. I just played it for the first time. Thank God I did not have a credit card. It's ridiculous what some people can get away with there. And actually, people who scam you into like accidentally purchasing things, those I will call bad actors and bad faith people, and I do not respect that, okay? Bring Back Rue had this to say. This will further be abused by the bad actors in the ecosystem to trick children into spending money. The only people excited about this are the ones who will profit off of this atrocity. I can definitely see them getting sued over this. Yeah, here's the thing. And if anybody could shed some light in the comments, I would appreciate it, because I actually don't know. Would Epic Games be the one to get sued for that, or would the developer be somebody to get sued for that? Because at the end of the day, I guess it's Epic's map, but it's not Epic Games doing that. I don't know how that works. I don't know. I would imagine it's the person who created the map that's scamming, right? I'm talking like accidentally clicking stuff and like that, right? That's a toughie. I don't know how that's going to go. Maddie Power had this to say. When they announced UEFN, they said they wanted the engagement payout instead of being able to sell things so games wouldn't prioritize that and make things pay to win. I guess they changed their mind. We don't know if they changed their mind, right? We don't know. It's just like maybe unless they said flat out they were only going to do engagement payout, then I guess they did change their mind. But we don't know. Like, again, they could just put rules into this thing, but I guess we'll find out, right? Mr. Lust had this to say: milk the rest of the money you can kind of scheme. My guess is there will be some kind of big BR change that will boost the player count again, but their goal is to funnel those into creative for this. That's always the goal. That could be why proximity chat's coming out right now. That's something that will get a lot of people on Fortnite. Maybe they'll stick around for some other maps. Eternaltus had this to say: horrible idea. This will lead to so many kids being scammed by maps. Like, let's say someone makes a microtransaction called Travis Scott and it costs 1,500 V-Bucks. This could scam kids out of V-Bucks believing they will be getting the outfit when in reality, they get nothing. I actually agree with this type of thing not being okay. It's difficult when you have a lot of children on the platform, and I don't have a ton of experience with Roblox, but I hear that this has been a problem in Roblox for a long time. Why no action has been taken is kind of beyond me. If you're kind of tricking people, it's like, oh my god, maybe you'll be able to use Travis Scott throughout the entirety of Fortnite. And then maybe they just have a skin that kind of looks a little bit like Travis Scott, but even then, are you running into any copyright issues? This entire thing raises a lot of questions, and I hope that Epic Games ends up speaking out a little bit more about this now that it's within the news in the community. Emmanuel had this... Oh, sorry about that, guys. I had a little bit of a bug. Emmanuel had this to say: before anyone freaks out, we don't know how this whole system will actually work. It might end up being like Roblox, or it might not. Honestly, I think it's a good thing for creators since it gives them a way to make more money. I agree with people being worried that some maps could end up being pay to win, and that's where Epic will need to step in, either by banning those maps or removing monetization from them. Actually, removing you don't even need to ban people, just take off the monetization. If we catch you, dude, do it this way. Harsh punishments. If we catch you with a pay-to-win model, let's say this is what they want to do, okay? If we catch you with a pay-to-win model, you're permanently banned from ever monetizing anything ever. Have those restrictions. Then you're more likely to have people not abuse the system like this. That's what I'm totally for, okay? But honestly, as usual with Emmanuel here, it's a very, very balanced and respectable take. Always great to look at what Emmanuel has to say. But guys, let me stop you for just a second. As we're talking about creators making money, let me plug in my supporter creator code. As you might know, I have been grinding as hard as on YouTube as I possibly can in order to make enough money to support my family. We're talking about having another kid right now. We're planning that out. So life has been expensive, and you guys have been helping me with that, and I appreciate that. So I ask that if you do not have a code that you are currently using in the item shop, you consider using my code Clen. Again, code Clen in the item shop if you do not have a supporter creator code that you are already using. Thank you so much for listening, and for those of you who do help out, let's get into what Reflex had to say. This really sucks, to be honest. What I enjoyed about creative maps more than Roblox games is the fact there wasn't a pay us real money button everywhere. I hope they change their mind about this. And yes, now that I actually have experience playing Roblox, and we're going to have a couple videos on that topic, that's something that really, really separates Fortnite from me. I stopped playing Roblox, and I was like, UEFN's going to take that over. 1,000%. If they don't have this constant pop-ups everywhere, I don't understand why people are already playing Roblox over UEFN. I understand that there's a lot of children that like Roblox. That makes sense, but I'm talking about, like, even down the road, I wholeheartedly believe that UEFN would take it over. But if they just mimic what Roblox is doing, that's worrisome, and that could lead them into trouble down the road. Cart had this to say: excuse me, I don't see this going any other way than creators abusing this by filling their games with microtransactions and turning them into P2. I'm not familiar with P2W. I'm sorry about that. Wasn't Fortnite literally against this some time ago? I swear I remember seeing something about Epic not wanting to add MTXs into creative. Now, see, I don't recall Epic Games or Tim Sweeney saying anything, but from the people that I've talked to, apparently Tim Sweeney was like against pay to win. But again, I can't confirm that for you, unfortunately, okay? Gorillas had this to say: this is huge. This plus quarter 4 features like physics, custom game items, and inventories when it gets out of experimental, custom UI widgets, leaderboards, gameplay attributes, matchmaking really elevate what creators can do with the player experience. How exciting. See, this is nice to see from a lot of people who are somebody who is within the UEFN community, because this isn't all bad. It's just worrisome, and I understand why the Fortnite community is worried, okay? And this is also assuming that all of this isn't going to get delayed like Epic Games likes to do with UEFN. I love a lot of things Epic Games does, and I know that everything they make is easier said than done, but I'm not exactly counting on these things to release soon. But it's nice that some people, again, are going to make money. I'm excited for the vast majority of this. It's just the pay to win is very, very worrisome. Mac Daddy Nook had this to say. I'm not spending a dime on any creative map. I'll drop every map that starts asking me for payment. I'm already not fond of Epic paying so much the custom content that people would make for free for any other game. I'm 100% against players having to do so, optional or otherwise. You know what? This is the best way to make your voice heard. If you do not want to play any maps like this, if you don't want to play any maps with pop-ups, just quit the game. Or not quit the game, but like quit playing that experience. That's something that I'm personally going to be doing. If I see, I hate pop-ups. For me personally, I hate pop-ups. I don't want to play any map with a bunch of pop-ups in my face. If I see that, I'm leaving the experience and I'm not playing it again. I can get behind something that has any sort of microtransactions in it. Again, I'm for people being able to make money. It's just, does that ruin the experience? Am I going to play something I like playing is Finest Realistics? A beautiful 1v1, 2v2 map. If all of a sudden you get a Mythic Havoc shotgun for paying, then that's something that I'm not going to end up playing the experience anymore. Vote with your wallet. It's the most powerful thing that you could possibly do. But I will say, we all do say this. I'm not spending a dime on any creative map. How many times have we been saying that about Fortnite? I'm not spending a dime on any skins again. I'm not saying Nook won't go by their word there, but we've all said that we won't pay money, and I'm sure that we all will at some point. Double Gaming had this to say. In my opinion, it's great for studios to actually make great maps like Team Genesis, FNCR, but it will suck for red versus blue maps that's going to use it like P2W options. I'm stupid, guys. What's P2W? I'm sorry, is it something in Roblox? I might just be an idiot over there. But yeah, I can imagine all the red versus blue maps that are going to end up being pay to win. Rex said this day. I still feel like this is going to be suitable for only already established creators or content creators. For the rest of us, it's just another feature we can't benefit from. Honestly, the only thing that I can say to that is I don't want to say tough luck. That sounds rude, but we can all get there. The people at the top have worked very, very hard or the majority of people at the top have worked very hard to get up there. I intend on getting to map making one day, and I'm going to use every tool that I possibly can. I'm going to use all the influence that I get, maybe just have some streams playing our maps, and then hopefully get it to the top one day. There's a lot of success that a lot of people can have, and it's very cool to see. Again, I just understand the worry, and I'm not usually with the community, but this time we are. If you want to talk a little bit more about UEFN, then why don't you check out this video on screen right now where we covered something that was just going on with the whole conversation. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Take care, guys.